morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Just a brief update on the stewardship campaign. Very grateful for the pledges we received to date. So far, we are at 30% of goal, so a ways to go, but I'm confident we'll be successful. Just remember that giving and gratitude is our main thing, so our main theme rather. So I'm confident we'll be successful as the campaign wraps up at the end of this month. And now I'd like to turn it over to Jeff Wolcott, who's going to give us an update on the outreach ministry, but he's also going to give his perspective of what giving and gratitude means to him.
I appreciate it. Good morning, everybody. You talk about stewardship, you talk about time, talent, and treasure. And this congregation does give a considerable amount of treasure to help charities locally here. I'm going to mention a few of them, and then I want to talk about time and talent, which is important. We support financially the Help with Somerville. Now, the Help with Somerville is one of these need-based organizations. You find yourself, you can't afford your gas, rent's coming, you need food, it's immediate. This is what Help does, and that's where our largest contribution goes to. Now, this has been spearheaded by Ray Thomas and Mark Thomas. So if you're interested in that organization, I highly suggest you look into that. In addition to that, we support Meals on Wheels. Meals on Wheels is run out of another church here. Anyway, it's an organization that provides meals for those that are shut in. And it's every day, 7 days a week, and a weekend meal, 6 days plus a weekend meal. We contributed to that. Most recently, there was an anonymous donor that gave a amount of money, and they matched our donation, which is a perfect way to give financially. Two other mentions. There's a place called Hope's House and House of Hope. These are facilities. One's a men's facility, one's a female facility. This is all about taking someone who finds themselves homeless and gets them back on track. It's not just a place to live, it gets them back on track so they can support themselves. Two very worthy organizations. We also give money towards the Thanksgiving baskets, which I'll speak about in a second. And we give additional donations to Dorchester Children Advocacy. You might know that we collect certain things in school time and toys for that. Well, that's where that goes to physically. So, what about talent and time? We support an organization called Reading Buddies. Reading Buddies is kindergartners that need a little extra help. And if you ever want to volunteer for something, this is the one to do it. Why? It's the one I love the most. You got somebody about yay tall that just absolutely appreciates everything you do and every word you say. You will not spend an hour and a half that is better than that. Trust me. They're the cutest, sweetest kids. Sealy Hilton is the one to think about when you come to that. Great volunteer work. You might want to volunteer for Meals on Wheels. They're always looking for somebody to not only help in the process of the meals, but also deliver them. And that's another way you can volunteer for things as well. Most of the organizations I've mentioned are part of that. So stewardship, that's what it means to me. I think it's easy to write a check. Probably the easiest thing we can do, especially it comes up with Red Cross things and various things. But the most important part is getting involved in an organization. I've been involved in an organization, Meals on Wheels, in the past. It's a wonderful, wonderful organization. The Reading Buddies, as I mentioned, is one of my favorites, just because, come on, spending time with a little child is precious. But there's many, many ways that you can help out this church. Becoming a volunteer in understanding outreach, becoming a member of the outreach committee, which is many. And the most recent one, you've got this in your bulletin. This is the Thanksgiving Baskets program. It's not only a financial contribution, I believe it's $50 to sponsor a basket, but you can show up, actually help pack these baskets. You can sign up to deliver them to people that really need it. I would suggest you get involved in that. Been doing that a couple of years. Sitting there packing bags is a fast little thing, but each one of these families gets a Bible, by the way, which is really, really cool. So I hope you'll consider that, especially the time and talent part. You fill out that pledge form, put a little something in there for outreach. Maybe you want to volunteer for something, be part of it. We'd love to have you. Okay. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, Ed.